Welcome back everyone to episode 3 of Let's Play Silent Hunter 3. No, didn't plan that one out, did I? 2 3s in my title. Anyway, we're on course to wreck our first merchant ship. With the Uzo we can, well, I mean it's very obvious already, we have that red. It's clearly visible that this is a merchant ship. She is also starting to begin, she's beginning her evasive maneuvers. All these things are pretty good signs that we have a viable target. The only thing we want to do exactly is be able to identify what this is when we sink it. Now this doesn't matter that much because you get credit for it, and the captain's log, it'll appear, the actual ship you sank will appear as long as you're close by when it sinks. But this one's pretty easy to identify. We have a 4 structure, a 4 triple whatever structure and an aft triple whatever structure. So it won't be that hard to identify. Let's just go ahead and have some practice identifying. I'm pretty sure I can't tell you what this ship is, but I like seemingly know it. Another key giveaway. I think this is just a coastal merchant ship, but we'll find out if that's true, because the big key here is the smokestack in the middle. And then you have the 2 prongs, so this is not it. It's not coastal freighter, but the other one. There it is, Granville type freighter. So, looks about right to me. Let's see if there's anything else it could be. Well, let me check this first, and then we'll move on. Okay, so it would be nice if it was a large cargo, but unfortunately it's not. It would be nice if it was a large merchant, but unfortunately it is not. She's coming red ass now. Maybe she has designs on ramming us. We're going to want to eventually spin around, so let me go ahead and go hard to port. And we'll probably have to begin blasting her pretty soon. No, Liberty Cargo. Too many doohickeys, cranes or whatever on these guys. That's why I know that they're not correct. And basically at this point we've gone through all the viable ships. Now we're... oh, well, it could be a small merchant. That would be better for us, to be honest. It's slightly larger. It could be. I think it might be, in fact. Yeah, I would say this is actually a small merchant. Let me go back to the Granville whatever one. Just take a look at this. Yeah, I think it's not this because the superstructure on this one is in the front, is higher. So it's definitely the other one we selected. Very good. So our first challenge with identifying a ship. And I guess we've passed in the end. Alright, now let's get to the deck gun business. Let's just range this guy out. F10. I prefer to operate it. Oh my god, we're turning too much. She's like, yay, they're going away. But no, we're just stupidly following captain's orders. Go ahead and load some high explosive. We don't have that much time. Enemy ships could be responding to this in any moment. Oh, let me get a rough estimate. Maybe 2,000? Where would you... Yeah, we were really headed in the wrong direction for a little bit there. And preferably, we want to actually head in the same direction as her. So let's go... set that as our direction. It's going to be pretty hard to target her while we're spinning all around. I'm guessing she's at like... she looks like far. She looks like 3,000. We can do just a few ranging shots if we want. That looked too far. Let's try this instead. A little bit better. What's our heading looking like? Okay, I'm gonna actually just go right in front of her.
Yes, sir.
I do prefer to see the front of the ship so I know when we're rising or falling. Although there's not much rising or falling on this very calm day. So maybe try 2,000. Let's go with 1,600. There it is. It was already her first hit was quite explosive. We're obviously going to try to go for waterline, so that was perfect. Absolutely perfect. So we're rising now. Let's wait a little bit. Down a little bit more. Perfect again. I want us to now start going slow and parallel course. Okay, let's go back to this. We've probably shortened the distance a little bit more now. Perfect. Another waterline hit. Missed. That's okay. I was leading the ship because we're going faster than it, so I expected our shell to travel forward, but it didn't do it nearly as much as I thought. Well, she just got lit on fire from that. That might have been... Already she might be going down, but I've never had a situation where I run out of deck gun shells and needed more. Torpedoes is usually your limiting factor, so we'll keep going until she's just announced as going down. Plus, this is a lot of fun. Really nice hits, too. Up. So that was when our ship was obviously tilted up. And that's what I prefer. See, we probably have to just do this so I can actually see the shells. Too short. It's really hard to range this way, though. That was actually really good. Damn it, I lost it. Whatever, we'll lose a few shells, it's true, because we can't see the boat very well, but yeah, we just hit their smokestack. That's not one, did not intend for that to happen. Oh my gosh, another one. We're oscillating at exactly the wrong point. Well, I mean, that's still doing damage, so I'm not going to complain. See, now it's really short, of course. You can't miss forever. That was good. I'm going to get my navigator to give me a depth on their keel.
Depth under keel is 8, 7.
Okay, we have plenty of distance to dive when the response comes. And we'll probably take her down to 50 or so. And I think after this shell, we'll speed it up to 2 times compression. It's pretty obvious. The result of this is no longer in question. Okay, it is if we can't land. We actually blew off her smokestack. It's pretty funny. And we're raised on that one as well. There, that's a good hit. She's going down. Alright. Very good. We just put one more in here just for fun. And you do want to stick around long enough to get the she's going down message because that actually confirms the kill. Small merchant, 2400. Good start to our career, our patrol. Let's now take the people off the bridge, off the deck casing back into the bridge. And you as well, come. We might as well get some fresh bodies up here because we have plenty of people. Well, very good. Our first ship down. I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, and now put these guys into the front torpedo. Actually, I guess we're going to prepare to dive at this point. Let's go ahead and do something like this. Because we can expect that they're going to send some kind of response. So clear all my map, which means basically give me a new map because I wrote all over that one and ruined it. And now full speed ahead. by full speed ahead. I mean 1/3. And on we go. So it is a bit risky of me not to be diving here. I think the best idea is for us to go underwater for maybe half an hour. Okay, let's just not be stupid about this. Let's be very smart. Let's save our lives. Let's go down to 14 and stay there for about an hour. And we'll come back up after that. Okay, well, let's zoom ahead an hour. We don't hear any contacts. We've gotten pretty lucky. Nobody seems to be responding. Okay. And they wouldn't have any idea about our bearing because they didn't know we were already kind of shadowing this ship. If they had any idea, they would be expecting us to be headed towards Aberdeen. And we're definitely not headed towards Aberdeen. Does Aberdeen have a built-in port in this game? It doesn't. Okay. Scapa Flow does, so we can zoom in. Okay, it doesn't show it. That's strange. It does show it for the ones down here. We can see like Dover has a big port, Calais has port structures, etc. So, alright, well, let's surface the boat. Actually, let's not be stupid. Let me go to periscope depth. Although we didn't hear anything, let's just make sure there's no ship just running silent. Okay, spin around real fast, make sure no thing's here. As long as nothing is close enough to immediately sink us, we'll have time to get back under the water. I don't see anything. Okay, service the boat. And cue the dramatic scene. The rise of the U-boat out of the water. I love it. And we have to get our lazy watch officer back. Okay, and the rest of you guys, okay, first of all, occupy that. Then go to the electric engines. And back on course we go. Okay, oxygen's up, and battery will soon be recharged. There it is. Okay, we're all set. Nothing to do now but twiddle our thumbs for, it looks like about a whole day. 24 hours until we reach our patrol grid, but this is usually a very busy area of naval traffic, going through this little passage between the Shetland Islands and Scapa Flow. Oops. We just have to watch out for the time compression. It will drop down to 8 if we get a little radio contact or whatever it is. And I'll probably dive around here, around in 3 hours or so, just to see if we can update our contacts at all by hydrophone. So no torpedoes used quite yet. Everything's full. I like to use these external reserves as quickly as possible, but if we can use the deck guns, those are priority number 1, just because it saves us the need to actually use those torpedoes at all. Time to do another investigation with our ears. A head 1/3 is slow enough that your hydrophone operator can detect things. It doesn't look like he's detecting anything here. Let's just take a brief turn. Nothing off our stern. Okay, return to course. Every time. So I had these guys in the electric engines, so they were actually part of the experience. But that's okay. Okay, let's get them into bow quarters. And these should be fresh bodies. They're not. Let's actually make fresh bodies. Let's not tire out already tired people. Let's get the, come on. So tedious. I really hate this. I can't wait for all my people to be fully resilient. I just don't find that mechanic very interesting. Maybe if nobody has a problem with it, I'll just change it at the end of this patrol. I'll just give every single person a medal. Everybody will get a Knight's Cross. Okay, maybe not a Knight's Cross, but the German Cross, because the Knight's Cross is the highest one, and I don't think I've never received one. I'm pretty sure I've never received one, so not personally as the captain or any of my crew. My crew generally receive higher medals than I do. I don't know if that's fair, but it's just the way the game is. Do we have our watch captain on deck? It's true. This was generally a very... I don't know how many U-boats actually went through this area. Now, you do have U-boats who would even go as close to investigate Scapa Flow. It ended up leading to... They shouldn't be constructed yet, but eventually they put these Churchill barriers in. Right now, Scapa Flow, the main entrance, obviously, is through this big gaping hole here. But before the raid on Scapa Flow by the German U-boats, these areas were open. There were little passageways that you could go. I don't know if the German submarines who penetrated used those or not, but they did get close enough to Scapa Flow, and the British response was to actually fill these in. And nowadays they're actually used as roadways to be able to traverse the island, so you can actually drive across these if you're over there. And they were called Churchill barriers. I don't know why, but it makes sense. I mean, he was the Prime Minister at the time, so you could just name stuff after him. And we traversed this little passage without an incident, which is, I mean, it's fine, but it's a little disappointing. Normally you pick up something around here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Just do something like this. And it's about to become daylight. I was going to dive and do a hydrophone check, but the water is not choppy enough yet. We should have pretty good visibility. So I'm expecting that our watch crew can actually get the job done. Another 2 hours before we change our... And this is actually a pretty dangerous grid to patrol. We're right on top of Scapa Flow to begin with. I think the most challenging port to get into is actually Lockeu. I don't know if I've ever been to any of the ones in this area, like Liverpool or Blackpool. This doesn't have... Okay, Liverpool actually looks extremely difficult to get to. I've never tried it. Does Firth of Forth have... Yeah, it does. Huh. I've only ever entered Scapa Flow and Lockeu. It's kind of... It's easy enough to drive by the ones in the channel because they're so close to your normal passageway. But...
Ship spotted.
There it is. Maintain current... Okay, what direction you go in? East, northeast, they're headed... Okay, so let's just turn and head right at them. Reduce the amount of time before we're spotted. They might already have seen us. They are doing evasive maneuvers. Just a coastal vessel. But with this weather, it looks like we should be in good enough position to... Yeah, 7 meters. I think we can get this done with 7 meters per second. That's the limit. If you can use the deck on with 7, it's the limit. I know you can use it with 6 for sure, but I'm not sure about 7. Well, we'll find out in a second. Crew me some deck gun people. Yep, he's doing it. Wow, very good. Okay, so now we just close in. They probably have already spotted us, unless maybe they haven't. We just want to see if they're turning or not. They're not turning, so they haven't seen us yet. That's really good. The more time we have to get close, the better. It's also a pretty good idea. You could just torpedo these kind of ships. Oh, I lost it. Oh, there she is. You could torpedo these kind of ships too, but why waste the torpedoes? In my experience, you get into these huge stints of really choppy waters, and the only thing you're going to be able to use in those situations is torpedoes. So we're just going to try to conserve our torpedoes as much as possible. This won't be possible later. In 1941 on, I don't think I ever use my deck guns because there's so many aircraft around, and it's just too dangerous. So the safe, the smart, the wise submarine captain doesn't use his deck guns anymore. Maybe if you're out in the middle of the Atlantic, you can, but I don't often find myself there. With good enough conditions, you can use your deck gun. So we'll speed along ahead. They still haven't seen us. Still haven't seen us. Pretty impressive. Okay, now they've seen us. Now they've seen us. Very good. Let's get a range to target. Yeah, we might as well just start landing some shells. I could just allow my own guys to fire, but they're notoriously terrible at hitting the target. They're really bad. She's probably at, I'm guessing, 3,000. Let's give ourselves some kind of ranging. Yeah, 3,800. Kind of difficult to hit from this far away. At least we do have pretty good information on whether our ship is raising or not. We might as well go for it. Okay, wait for the ship to drop. And wait for it to come back up a little bit. Okay, gotta make up your mind. I don't want to shoot through the water. If the shell moves through the water, it disintegrates. So I think right now. A little bit short. Okay. That one looked like it might be moving a little bit right. I can't tell where it went. Now's not a good time. Try now. They're really veering off to the right. I don't think that's because of his movement. And our movement is almost dead on. I might have just got really unlucky with that first shot. Okay, this is really hard to see. Okay, let's lower down a little bit more. Aim to the left a little bit more. That one looks on target, at least left-right. That must have been past it. So let's go down to this. There we go. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's lower it a little bit more. Try to get some waterline hits. I don't know how that one went high. The ship wasn't raised. That one also went high, I guess. Okay, well, drop it down.
Ahead's low.
We're still missing long. Okay, we'll drop it by quite a bit then. That was just short. Yeah, we just can't find the range yet. There we go. Wow, that was a very good hit. See if we can duplicate it. We were a little short, I think. Still a little short. Okay, wait for the ship to fall. Fire. think we were long? Oh, that one was did not land that one successfully. Oh my gosh, neither that one. Well, you can see why 7 meters per second is a bit challenging. She might already be going down, to be honest, just because, I mean, she's already on fire and everything. That's a good hit, too. So we need to go about 2 mil dots to the right to aim correctly. Wait for this to come up a little bit. Still short. Didn't look like she was rising, but we missed that one somehow. Okay, we are just too high. Okay, 2 mil dots. Wait for the gun to come down a little bit. Still too high? Yep. Fire. There we go, that was it. That's the money shot. Come on, come down, come down. There. That's a good shot, yeah. Come down a little bit. Gun too high. Not that low. Oh, too high. Way too high. I'm looking on the left side of the screen. Dang it, I didn't mean to hit spacebar. We hit something anyway, but that was not intentional. We didn't even identify what this was, but actually this one does look like... This one has the smokestack at the rear. So this one might be the coastal vessel. Now we've blown off a lot of the superstructure, so it's hard to actually identify it even. But it looks like a coastal vessel. Coastal freighter. That's gonna hit the bridge. Nope. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Not good. Not good. Let's go a little bit faster. It should help us stabilize a little bit. Down. There. Okay, drop down a little bit lower. Okay, lead by a little bit more. That's it. That's the one. Perfect. Now, if I was a merchant in this situation, I would just abandon ship. You're kind of, you know, there's not much hope. I mean, unless you're just going to wait for them to run out of ammo. Which is very, very unlikely. Because you can't fight. I mean, just raise the white flag. Give up the ghost already. Oh, that's a big wave. Ah, come on. Ah! Is there anybody overboard? I hope not. Man, our gun is just going crazy. We're rolling. Okay. Drop down a little bit. There. Looks good. A little bit lower. I'm assuming that was a good hit. Okay. Another good one. She's probably going down now, but there's no reason to stop shelling until she literally is going down, so. Let's at this point let our crew take over so that we can kind of examine the carnage. Well, she's a flaming Hulk. Let's get our deck gun.
Yes,
Fire
sir.
at will. Aim for waterline.
Yes, sir. Aiming for waterline.
Where are we? I don't even know where we are. I've lost us. Oh, there we are. Whoops. A little bit long. A little bit. Just a little bit. Especially if you're aiming for waterline. That's better. So you can see that it hit the water and it had a kind of an explosive effect. If you hit it anywhere close... Oh, that was a good one. I think she's beginning to come to a stop now, it looks like. Nice, very perfect hit. This is a very shallow ship too. It's not really easy to hit her at the waterline. Whoops, zipped over. Still chugging away. Alright, so let's speed this up a little bit and just... Okay, there it is. The report is she's going down. Very good. Well, another successful engagement, 2 for 2. And unfortunately, we're pretty close to our patrol grid, so when they send out people to look for us, well, we're going to be close by, whether we like to be or not. So we'll do the same thing we did before. We'll dive down for about an hour. And hopefully that's enough to buy us a little time if any destroyers come around. I'm just going to go down to periscope depth this time because if we do hear anything, it'll be interesting to actually see what they are sending at us. So, but it looks like we've gone our 30 minutes. So I'll bring this out. We had another successful episode. We managed to sink another ship. There she goes. Down she goes. So we'll call this episode to a close, and we'll pick it up next episode with some more Silent Hunter 3, and hopefully, maybe, we'll get to use our torpedoes a bit. Well, thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care.